but we are back again this month for Unlimited Connections.
Fire horse. The fire in those two words tell you much about what is to come. It comes swiftly and it comes with purpose, a period of turmoil and chaos. All of these things that will transpire. You already know that the shift is imminent. They want messages to be brought to the attention of everyone.
Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Medium's Table. I'm your host, Michelle Gardner. This podcast is your personal invitation to join me at the intersection of the everyday and the extraordinary. Together, we'll explore the magic of mediumship, share spiritual stories, and connect with fellow mediums on this incredible journey. So grab a seat, pour yourself a cuppa, and come join us at the Medium's Table, where spirits gather and stories unfold. I'd like to welcome back to the show, Jeannette. Welcome to the show, Jeannette.
Thank you, Michelle. As always, tons of fun to be here with you.
It is. And as always, we're always having a laugh and a chat beforehand, and sets the tone, sets the intentions and the mood. But we are back again this month for Unlimited Connections for March, or as we say, whenever you land on these messages.
Yes, the eyes of March, as Shakespeare says. I think it's a Macbeth. I was such a geek in high school. I was like a real Shakespeare fanatic. I mean, like I had his volume of all his collections. That's what I asked for Christmas at age 17. But yeah, so the eyes of March, like a prophecy of what was supposed to happen and what was going to come. So I was chit-chatting with Michelle a little bit and had a tough week. And I said, secretively, man, I'm asking for a really relaxed, chill angel vibe to come tonight. Real easy and mellow, but I don't control it. So whatever comes through, comes through. Yeah. But my human definitely would be real happy with that.
If it could just flow in nice and gently and flow out just as easily. Look, and again, like you say, you never know what's going to happen. And, as much as you'll see Jeannette highlighted once she goes into that altered state and her team speaks through her, trust me, I'm here. I'm in the background taking notes, being prepared for anything that may happen, because sometimes they ask me questions and I am a deer in the headlights, like, I'm not prepared for this. So there needs to be preparation all around. Have I got a question in mind? Should that prevail? Yeah, kind of.
I'm going to tell you an interesting story. The first time that happened, I was at like a seminar someplace, I think up in Omega, and the instructor said, we have some people who do trance, and so I'm going to let them break up into little groups so you can see other people how they do trance. And this was early on. And I go, I think, a lot deeper now than I did then. But so I start, and by the way, and this is a 10-minute situation. So people are trying to figure out where to sit, and there's a whole bunch of, scuffling back and forth. Okay, so I go into the trance, and it was alien, and they were talking. And at that point, it felt like I was somewhat away, but I could still kind of know, and maybe once in a while I would hear something that would alarm me. And this is what I hear. We are now ready for questions. My human was like, it's the beep. Like, but it's not possible. What if you don't know the answer? I mean, yeah, my human was like, man, this is credibility here. But whatever, when I came out, one of the guys approached me, he's like, man, that was really cool. I asked about reincarnation and planets. I was like, well, like you really didn't hold back at all, right? Thank you. Thank you for going like deep and just digging your teeth into me just to make sure. He's like, no, there were really good answers. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, I did hear it and it freaked me out. That first time, as much as you were freaked out the first time when they said, okay, ask me a question, Michelle. Michelle's like, I usually say thank you. Jeanette's going to come out of it. We'll chit chat a little bit. I'll read my notes. We'll talk, and that's it. End of the taping.
Exactly. And it's almost like when that happens, if you were to be, I mean, put in front of a God or a God that you believe in, and you had one question that was profound that could, I don't know, assist you in life or give you the answer
Change
to
humanity.
life. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, solve hunger. I mean, war. I mean, just name it. All of the evil vices that have plagued mankind from the beginning of time.
Exactly. And in a split second, you've got to come up with one of those questions, and you just sit there like, I don't know what.
Blank.
Yeah.
Just blank.
Exactly. So anyway, that's probably why sometimes there's a pause, because that's me going, I don't know what to say.
But yeah, I just wanted to share this human insight of kind of, for us, what happens when these things take place.
Yeah.
So there's a big human element. I mean, today my day was painting my room and getting paint everywhere and then cleaning it off the floor. And so, that's me on an average day doing stuff. And Michelle's similar. So, and then we sit here and we do this other stuff, but we're just as normal and abnormal as the rest of you guys.
Exactly. That's it in a nutshell. And it's one of those things, we still get surprised. We still get wowed again on the spot. We still, like, you come out of it and it's almost like, what did I just say? And we'll go over the recap, and you're just as surprised as I am at the time when I'm hearing it, but you're getting it from me. Do you know what I mean? And then when the episode's released, you get to actually really watch back. And
then I'm real surprised. I usually like the way my hair looks. That's my takeaway. Okay. So I do fix it before the show. Usually it's just up in like a Pebbles ponytail. And I'll be like, what? That was like a joke. That it wasn't really all that funny. I don't know if it was the last one or I don't remember which one it was, but it was like they talked about being human.
Yeah.
And how that was really messed up, because to be human is just really like not a whole lot to shoot for. It's a very low bar. And so they said, we think it should be something more like to be alien or to be galactic. That's my favorite one. And I'm like, look at them trying to be funny. I don't think people really thought that was funny, because it was a very intellectual joke. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that was cheeky of them, as the British would say.
They slip those in there every now and then. And when you become more and more familiar with these types of altered states, or you watch enough people channeling, you start to understand the humor underneath the communication. And, and you start to get where they're coming from. And I love it. I want to say delightful. I've never used that word, but that they have that aspect and that element about them, and they portray that in these communications. And I think that helps us to see that they do understand that there is humor. They do understand there's a time for seriousness. There's a time for, transmitting this important message, but also in there, let's throw in a little bit of humor just for, for fun's sake. Yeah. I love it. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a beautiful thing to hear and feel. And you'll notice that, and we've had these conversations before, sometimes your eyes roll back in your head, which is evidence. To me, I see that as evidence that you are in an altered state, because I've tried to do that and I can't do that. I can't maintain that eye roll for that length of time. Like that is, I'm like, how do you even?
I asked my mentor, I'm like, I'm really upset with this whole eye roll thing. And he goes, that's your problem? I'm like, is there a way to communicate? Hey, can you maybe not roll my eyes like that? And he goes, well, that's your body's nervous system reacting and disconnecting. And it is what it is. I said, well, it's not an attractive look and I don't appreciate it. It's par for the course. You know what I mean? You take a course on something that you like, There's going to be bits and pieces of it that you're really not going to be happy about. You know, like pop quizzes and stuff. That's what it is. But yeah, exactly. I did reach out to him. I'm like, is there any way? He goes, well, set the intention. Like, you don't think I'm already doing that? When I'm sitting there putting on eye makeup for this thing, you know, my intention there is this is supposed to look like this, not like with eyes rolled in the back of my head. But yeah.
But I guess to some degree, as we say, spirit knows best. And regardless, perhaps there are people out there that need to be able to see this, to physically see this with their own eyes, to understand what this can look like when someone is in an altered state, when someone is channeling, when someone is communicating with spirit. Because if you watch enough channelers, you'll notice that they're all very different. Some are similar, but they're all very different. And I love that about these skills. And what it is that we do is that everybody brings something unique to the table, and we embrace that. And I think that's what it's all about. My goal,
Michelle, was because I saw Sheila Gillette, and Sheila Gillette goes, okay, well, da-da-da-da-da. And she's talking with her eyes bloody open. She's just talking like you and I. And I'm like, I said, that's what I want. Didn't get it. Like a month ago, there's this other girl that I see, and she does the same thing. And the interviewer goes, so you're kind of like Sheila Gillette, where she's like, oh yeah, when I saw her, I thought that's the way I want to do it. I don't want all these theatrics and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, did they not read my email? I asked for the same thing. I mean, it kind of pissed me off. I'm like, well, what did she do differently? How did she set a different intention that, you know, so she has her eyes open and she's fine and her body moves and whatever, which I'm okay with them using my arms and doing all that kind of stuff. But the eye roll, to me, it makes a little more sense because I like to be able to understand how things happen scientifically, where definitely if you have kind of like if you get electrocuted, well, you're actually going to go roll back and you're going to, you know, your body's going to react to that energy entering your body. So the way that I have deciphered it for myself is that is how my body right now, and maybe in another year or two, because she didn't say how long she'd been doing it, it will progress where I can just kind of sit here normally, you know, like poetic statue.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah 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 blah. You know?
I hear what you're saying, and I understand that, but it's so much more exciting, I want to say, as an observer to watch everything else happen, all the theatrics. But I do get what you're saying, because they do say when you're learning this sort of thing, other teachers will say, eventually over time, you will get to a place where you are calm. You're in that your whole body just is still and you're just speaking in your own normal voice. But then there's that part of me that goes, yeah, but the average person who watches this or who may stumble across this might go, oh, she's just saying that. Some people need the theatrics. I know you're not doing it deliberately, but I think that's where spirit comes from, is those that are watching this may need to see this. They need to understand that there is an altered state.
I will tell you that in the last 3 years, right, the difference. At first, my eyes were just closed, and it was like a very low, sweet, cute little voice. Really nice. My daughter called it Baby Yoda. And then it changed, and then it got into this like booming thing that's like in your face, you know? And then there's the angels that have come in and just like, they're just like, you know, Mozart melody, just like, you know, you want to sway with them. So I'm thinking, and because there's different energies that come through, that depending on the energy, your body responds. If you're hearing, come on, everybody, let's do that conga, your body's going to start to want to move that way. As opposed to if you hear, sway with me, you know, you're going to calm down. And so I think it all has to do with what's entering the nervous system, the energy field, and then the response of that energy field to that energy coming through.
Yeah.
Because now that I've said that, I'm going to go back to the angel one. I'm pretty sure I don't roll my eyes when the angel comes.
I don't think you do either. I think it's the ones that are more pronounced, the ones that are more dominant, that happens when you're really making a statement. That's when, or should I say, they're really making a statement.
Now I'm excited. Now I have like a scientific study that I can do. I got to go sit back to them, see who talked, what the subject matter was about, and was there or wasn't there eye rolls.
Yeah.
I've got a new little project. I like this.
Yeah. There you go. And you've created it all on your own.
Oh my God. However, I haven't changed the outcome. They're still going to roll when they want to roll and not roll. So my intention stuff, I don't know, it's out the window. Meanwhile, the mentor who tells me about setting the intention and it's going to be good, he's like this. That's his channeling. It's like together, calm, direct.
Yeah.
Very presentable.
Well, different audience is all I'm going to say. Different target market. Well, and that being said, perhaps it's time to invite your team in, the communicator, and let's see what the intention, how that intention's going to work. Yeah, see what's going to work today and see if that intention has actually taken effect.
I'm thinking no, but here we go.
I'll edit out the silences and we'll see Jeannette on the other side when she's ready to communicate. Take it away, Jeannette.
Thank you. It is good to connect again. Many voices wanting to be heard from this side. Each with, yes, indeed, a different frequency. I will speak briefly as to my communication. Much energy will be taking place there upon your planet. None of this is new to those of you who listen to so many now who do this type of work. Indeed, it is being called fire horse. The fire in those two words tell you much about what is to come. It comes swiftly and it comes with purpose and it comes heated. Much at the core of the changes and the shifts that will be taking place there are going to emanate from friction, from heat, most uncomfortably so. When something is toppled and destroyed, there is always to follow a period of turmoil and chaos. As we have said in previous communications, please understand that this is a brief period and all of you, one way or another, will be able to see yourselves through this period if that is what your journey was meant to be. Just as in every period of time there within your planet, some of you cease to be within your bodies and others of you continue. During this period, so shall that hold true. There will be a greater number that have chosen at that point to no longer exist there within your earth, as took place not too long ago with the tremendous illness plague. Historically, it shall be known as another plague there upon your planet. Understand understand that the spirit knows, and if you are able to connect with it in your own higher self and your spirit, you know what it is that whatever lies in wait for you, you have predestined, and it is part of a choice that was made prior. For those of you that remain through these shifts, some parts of your world will feel it much stronger. Think of a source of flame. If you are upon that fire, you feel the heat, you can feel the burning upon your face. When you are further removed, perhaps you do not feel the flame, you do not feel the heat, you see the light from where you are. You see that there are flames, but it is not near you at all. It has no effect upon your world, upon what you do day to day. We ask that the multitude of you who have the exceptional gifts, because they are that connection that you hold, to hold positive thoughts, be it through meditation or prayer, for all of these things that will transpire, so that those that continue and are indeed in front of those flames, feeling the heat and unable to step back, can feel the coolness that you are sending their way, that they may be able to complete what it is that is set for them until that fire is extinguished and things then begin to grow anew. The world will grow anew. The fields, the seas, the skies, the mountains, the terrain will be anew in many places. Those of you who sense anxiety in all of these things that you are hearing, we have asked before that for your greater sense of peace, which is necessary to consolidate your energies. You do not heed to so many conversations that are static. You already know that the shift is imminent. So stick to, and we have said this before, those things that bring you joy, those things that bring you peace. Stick to your communities, your friends, your animals. Please remember that you have within you, again, repetition, the power to center yourself and to know that all is well, and to send light to those who are facing the most difficult of times. I give you leave now. Remember to be full of light, for there within is your optimism. Thank you. Please note, I stated that there are other communications to pass through. One moment. Blessings upon all. I am grateful for this opportunity once more. I direct my voice to those mothers, to those who are waiting a new life source, those who hold within their bodies the soul of the child that will be brought into this new earth. Know that you are surrounded by angels and that your children will be born into a much brighter world. Do not fear for them. Do not think in a negative sense of bringing a child into a world with turmoil. Recognize also that many have been born historically into this world in years of war. Your children that are to be born, perhaps the first few years, and I speak in your timeline now, but when they are coming of age, their world will be the world that has been foretold by many who have come before. Look upon them with joy. Expect them with jubilation. For in them lies the future earth. These will be the ones that will be directing, will be forming the foundations, and these foundations will be set and anchored with love, not with greed, not with pride, not with ego, and not with intention of ownership, but of community for all. The era of creativity and of expansion awaits all of you who will continue through this coming period. So when you place your hands upon your abdomen and sense your child within, please connect with that soul and let them know that you too are at peace, for they are beyond your capability of peace and jubilation, for they are still in spirit and know what is to come. In those first years of life, they will calm you simply by their touch, by their presence, and by their light. Anxieties and stressors, as you call them there, will melt away from you. Your mind will think that it is because it's a baby present. It is much more than that. It is what is embodied in that small vessel that you are to give birth to. So be full of joy, be full of content, be full of excitement, for what you will behold will be days of glory. Our thoughts, our prayers, our energies are with all of you. Many blessings always. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing the joyous strain. We ask now not for a question, but that your energies join us in the following word. Glory in excelsis Deo. Glory in excelsis Deo. The angels are in multitude about all of you now, around those who hold the highest of political offices, to those that are taking their first steps. All are being guided, all are being inspired by spirit and by angel. Our light envelops the earth. Formations in the clouds, silhouettes are formed to remind you that we indeed exist and are there. Fill your hearts with love and let your minds be open to the knowing. Peace will be with you all. Amen. 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 I will take but a moment. Know too that all of those eminent that you call exalted ones also make their presence with you. There will be repetition of their knowledge. There will be channeling and translations from those holy on Most High. It is a concentrated effort of all of these light sources. So that regardless what you follow or teachings that you may believe, you will be able to recognize that they too are taking part in the earth and its new birth. So be calm and be as one with the one. But as communicated at the beginning of the transmission, there are multitudes that surround all of you, not only through this channeler, but many others, wanting to communicate their messages and to put the majority of you at ease with those things that are to come your way. We thank you for this time and this end our communications at this moment. Thank you. Do you have a question for me before I depart?
Yes, I do. Thank you. For those the humans that may be watching these transmissions, who may be perhaps non-believers sitting on the fence, what words of wisdom would you have for them that may help these transmissions be more accepting to the many?
It is no matter. It is no matter. If they do not align with these frequencies, if it does not sit well with them, if they are incapable of tuning to these channels, there are other channels, which is what was said. If you understand the communications this evening, there are other channels that they will be able to tune into that are going to give them the same message in a different way, a different format, with different verbiage, that they will be able to align with. They do not need to understand. They do not need to accept. The most important human element at this time is that to be able to be at peace with oneself, to not create tremendous anxiety and stress, and to move through this as well as is possible. We are simply offering different mythology, different ideas that those of you who do receive and do understand and connect with these frequencies can utilize. But there are many other frequencies, channels, not channelers, but literally channels, priests, pastors, every religion, be it Christian, Jewish, will have a source. And those who do not seek anything anywhere still have their own spirit within them that is still connected, whether they are conscious of it and whether they accept it or not makes no difference. It still knows. If their physical body chooses to go into the path of anxiety and stress and torment and hoarding and preparing, that is their choice. The end result will be the same for them, whether they listen to this or do not. One example. A grandchild cries, and you begin to think, did I feed it? Did I check the soiled cloth? Has it slumbered? What is missing? And perhaps you systematically try each and every one of them until perhaps you hit, or you find that none of them, that simply the child is unsettled at the moment. Think of an individual that does not take in this particular frequency, nor the frequencies of different religions that are being offered to them. you can start eliminating the different possible sources to bring relief to the crying baby, to that individual that is full of stress and anxiety, until you've exhausted them all. Of course, with a smile infant, then you would preclude and go into perhaps physical attributes. But my point being that with the human species, if none of these channels or these frequencies can align with those individuals, they will simply cry themselves out. Is that clear for you?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
It is unfortunate, but it is their choice. Which is one of the most precious things that you have, is your free choice. And of course, far beyond that one, the one that I repeat to you over and over is what? Your inner power and your lack of understanding how strong that is. And how capable you are of amounting and doing things that you think impossible for you to do. Wait until the years begin to pass and you see what you are truly as a species capable of doing. And those of you who do receive alignment, be it through religion or through what it is you do here or with galactic beings as myself, it is not your responsibility to stop the crying of that individual. They have their option. They make their choice. You are doing an eminent work in consuming much of your life energy and the time taken from you in this life to produce these films, communications to the multitude. It is to the multitude to decide whether or not they choose to watch this one or any other one that resembles this. You are already doing. You are already doing. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Thank you. Acknowledge your efforts and what you have accomplished here. Find joy and rejoice in what has been accomplished in a short period of time there, and how it will continue to expand and grow. We will be here for much of that and many others as well. Surprises for you that loves them so. Much to come, much to come. Is that all?
Yes, thank you.
We are the grateful ones for this connection. Thank you.
Welcome back, Jeannette. I'm a little bit lost for words. There was blah, blah, we had a sing song. I'm not laughing about it, but I'm like, that was pretty wild. Like, I think it's almost like, I want to describe it as And they gave it away, which I wrote it down. A galactic being came in to open and announce the communicators were waiting. And then one came through, which was an angel.
Oh.
Felt like an angel.
Well, then why don't I feel all zen like I had a Merlot?
Oh, because that shifted. That shifted. So she came in, we'll say she, and she sang and she spoke about mothers and unborn children and what's coming for the unborn children and what to expect into the future. And then after she sang, we went to the being, I want to say the one from the previous episode, who's quite full on and right out there and get you to stand to attention basically by the pure power of the communication. And then we went back to, I want to say the broadcasting voice, the original one that announced the transmissions.
The broadcasting voice. Okay.
Yes. And then came
the narrator.
Back. Yeah.
The narrator. Okay.
And then came back to broadcast that, thank you very much. Here's a few little bits and pieces. Do you have a question? Here's your answer. Are we done? And out they went. But before they left completely, it was almost as if the angel sung her goodbyes in a little verse, and off she went as well. A little parting gift.
Right. My takeaway is, did they roll my eyes? Was their eye rolling?
Well, not excessive. So it's okay. It was all good. It was good. But, you can either have the eye roll or you can have the singing.
But they did both. They did both. So I gained nothing here.
There was less of one now, more of the other. So it's balancing itself out a little bit there. If that makes you feel better. But wow, that was really interesting. Really interesting. And so many different, I want to say, hints. There are the heads up on so many things that are to come, what we can do about it and how. It was like a package deal. It really was a package deal. And for those, and I asked the question about those that don't believe or maybe sitting on the fence when they hear this, because I know for some people this is way out there, and for others it may be, it may be a little too much, a little unusual, a little, what is all this? Why? Who does that? And they explained, and that was the reason why I asked, because social media can be a place where, again, this is how we get reached around the world, and we're reaching others, and vice versa. People are reaching out. And when you land in someone's news feed or social media, a post is there for them, presents itself. Reactions can be very mixed. So I was curious about why, what that was all about. And they did go into a really great detailed length of what that means for those that are ready to receive, those that aren't, how they're receiving in different ways. And I'm not going to go too much into it because there was a lot. And they don't need to understand or accept what they may be seeing or witnessing here, but they may get their own transmissions or downloads or whatever that may be from other sources, religion, a pastor, a priest, whatever sits well with them, but more importantly, their connection, their spirit connection, their own knowing, deep knowing,
right,
to source.
That
so
makes sense.
Yeah. So again,
like God and different religions and even through time it had different names, and I think today the hip thing is like a universe or something. I forgot now, but if you think about it, and when they get into really talking about what that source is what people say, source, right? But it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The core of it, the core idea of whatever they're naming, is the same.
Exactly.
So I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So there was a lot in that one. It goes down, they do talk about it at the beginning, and I know this has been going around everywhere, especially at the beginning of this year, the new year, about the fire and the horse. We're coming into that. Are we on the verge of, is it Chinese New Year or something like that is coming?
Yeah, I think it was the snake. I'm not sure. And now it's going to be a fire horse.
Yeah. So, and it talks, and that's represented, tells us swiftly, purpose, and heated is how things are going to unfold for a lot of people. And the friction from heat, that feeling of uncomfortableness. And we all know when you are uncomfortable in your life, you look for ways to become comfortable. Hence, that's where change is born. So, I don't want to read because, like I said, there was a lot. Oh, they also talk about, for those that are meant to be here and see what is coming up for our future here on Earth will be here. And those that aren't, and there are those that have already chosen to leave, and it was said the greater number chose not to exist. Hence, a plague that fell upon, or a sickness, illness a couple of years ago, which we know to be COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, and again, when these messages are communicated out there are sometimes you think, well, how is masses of people going to change? How is this going to go down? What's going to happen there? Usually you'll find it is something like COVID, an earthquake, a war, a something changes millions of people, whether it's thoughts, whether it's firsthand. That's where mass amount of change is born. Very unfortunate, but that's factually how it happens, because we start to see things differently. We start to feel things differently. Perceptions change, ideas and opinions. And
even structure changes, like what we're doing right now. Everybody does Zoom, and everybody does, so many people who work from home. And I think a lot of people, at least with COVID, were like, had got an experience of a more balanced life, because they were forced to, at least here in the United States, that whole crazy, you're always available through email or phone call for business and work. What is that? Wasn't like that when I was growing up. I mean, stores actually closed on Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
Like right now, you and I are doing this, and I'm thinking, it's 10 p.m. where I'm at. The place that sells the paint that I need, they're going to be open for another hour. So I'm going to hop in my car and go and but I mean, what on a Saturday night? So those are people working there, where during the pandemic, and I think a lot of attitudes have changed. Like, do they really need to be open at 11 p.m. for me to go get my paint? I could go get it tomorrow morning, which is also Sunday. Well, everything when I was a kid, grocery stores, all those places were closed on Sunday. Yeah. Not anymore. I mean, we like the pendulum really swung into work. Before, you would go on a cruise and I'd be like, oh, I love this. Nobody can call us. We'll find out whatever happened when we get back from vacation. Not even anymore. Now your cellular phones can pick up, your kid's got a fever, come home, whatever it is. Yeah.
Or Wi-Fi on the ship, God forbid. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's very helpful. Where are you? On the Lido deck? I'm at the bar. I remember circling, trying to find people. So that doesn't happen anymore. You can just like pin each other down exactly where they're at, location.
Exactly. So. Oh, look, I'm hearing what you're saying. And, the pressures of life have gotten more with technology, which is supposed to simplify and make our life easier. But it's a choice. That balance is a choice. And
turn off the phone. Yeah, turn off the phone. I mean, last night, but it's funny when you actually do that, the world freaks out. Like I woke up to, I don't know, 18 or 20 different things. Like, what happened? Are you okay? I'm like, I didn't sleep the night before. I mean, it's like, I texted my daughter who's on vacation. I said, that's it. I'm out. I'm going to sleep. I had a dear friend that had surgery, and I am spent. I'm spent. But I woke up to like, where are you? Are you okay? So even when you say I'm stepping back from this, I'm turning it off.
Yeah. People
the world
freak out.
reacts. The world reacts. It's like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I understand that, and the hard part when we're countries away, like I'm in Australia, you're in America, and if there's ever a time like you know something's happening for you, or you're out, or you're unwell, you might, I might know about it, and then I'll message you, hey, just checking in, how you going? If I don't get a response soon, I'm like, I don't want to call her, but I'm going to call her if she doesn't respond soon, because what if something's happened?
Yeah. I had somebody tell me the other day, I was about to call your daughter, make sure. I'm like, come on, really? Because it was like there was a text, and then I was busy or something, and I said, I got it, but I don't have time now. And then I missed the next one because kind of will go up your scroll feed or whatever. But really, it only been 2 days. But then, and I don't live alone, so it's not like my carcass is passed out on the floor, just turning into some science experiment, and I've been dead and nobody knows. The cat's eating me. Whatever. That weird thing. I think I saw it in a movie. But yeah, people get like, wait, I mean, you're disconnecting. I mean, I can't and then there's all of the multiple ways people can reach you. Like, I'm dealing with attorneys, man. I have to email them, text them, call them, make sure they're all on the same thing. Thank God they don't, do instant messages and Facebook. I refuse to be friends with any of them. Nothing personal, but that it's another source of communication of how they can get to me. So it's overwhelming. Yeah. Just the sheer number of ways people can get you when you don't feel like being got sucks.
And I have thought about, do I, again, like as you said, to contact your daughter, I'm like, maybe I should contact her daughter. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't be silly. Be patient.
She would think, oh my God, what's happening? Is she dead? Especially if she's not here. She'd think, oh my God, her friends are calling from Australia and New York. She must be dead. The dogs ate her. I don't know what. She would go into like blow up mode immediately. She just like bypasses. Okay, let me just call a neighbor, have them walk over and see if everything's okay. I mean, she'll bypass normal paths, and just go straight into panic.
Yeah. Well, I won't do that. And then say, look, it's only been 5 minutes, but I'm worried.
Awesome, because we're used to immediate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, I just TM'd you.
Yeah. Your phone should be attached to your face.
Yeah, like, no, probably in your brain somehow, structured in there. Yeah. I'm sure. I think they're figuring out ways of doing that, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So we go over all of that. They talk about, to hold positive thoughts for those that do this kind of work, this spiritual type of work.
I like that part.
Yeah. And
I know everybody hold a thought that they don't roll my eyes back anymore, and please keep the singing to minimum.
Yeah. Let's hold intention for Jeannette.
I like that.
Yeah. And to hold those positive thoughts, etc., for those that need it, and for until things calm down and cool down, being the fire horse, and with the earth that will now be anew, the seas and the lands anew. And I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. Will the water rise? Will it?
Ooh, we see happen? Atlantis. Will Atlantis pop up somewhere?
Well, yeah,
maybe not so much. Maybe in its heyday.
Yeah. But, and just to remind people to stick to things that bring them joy: animals, friends, community, whatever it is that brings you joy. Coloring in a coloring book. I don't know. Just sitting outside, just having 5 minutes, just watching the birds, looking at the sky, whatever that may be for you. And if you have the power to center yourself, send light to those in difficult times. Be full of light and optimism. I love that. That was the first one's parting messages. And then again, like I said, the angel, you switch to the angel, and she spoke about the new souls that are coming in, the new babies, and the unborn babies, and for mothers to, really take time to connect and communicate with those children, because they're the future, and they're the ones that will bring comfort and joy to the world. They will be of the new life that's going to be here, but in a much different way. So it's a little bit of an opening there. They'll come through with actions of love as they grow, not with greed, ego, ownership, but community for all. And that community for all has come up in quite a few
Whoa,
channelings.
you just gave me chills because it's like, what? Wow.
Yeah. So that's a big one.
That's so human, Michelle.
Yeah, I know.
Greed, selfishness. I'm not sharing my toy. I mean, it's almost like, I hate to say it, we're kind of born with it. You know what I mean? This is mine.
Yeah. Or someone's in distress on the side of the road, flat tire. No, let's just drive past.
Bully each other all the time. It's like, wow, that's a lot for me to wrap my brain around. Okay.
Yeah. And then, we had the beautiful singing, which as soon as that started, the goosebumps and the energy was it was so overwhelming that I was on the verge of crying. It was just so emotionally charged. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And angels are all around.
Probably even more embarrassing than the eye rolls, Michelle. My humor is like to that, not in a good way right now. Okay.
You have a beautiful voice. There's nothing to be concerned about. Absolutely beautiful, angelic.
So the one who doesn't sing on a podcast. Okay.
Well, and then there was that parting, the notes of that angels do exist and they are there. And I think that was a little bit of probably for me, if you haven't watched our previous episodes about angels. Anyway. Yeah.
Michelle's not a believer.
Seeing, I'm a little seer is a believer type of person, Anyway, so yeah, that's right. Spiritual and still believing is seeing, or seeing is believing. Yeah. Anyway, but I felt it. I can say that it had frequency. And then we went to the alien being the one that's very woo, and like the previous episode, and he didn't have too much to say, but it was regardless. It talked about the exalted ones and repetition of their knowledge, translations, regardless of followings, they are all taking part in Earth's new birth, B1.
Exalted ones.
So I actually need to look up what that word means. Should I go and do that now? Go Google there.
Like a guru?
Actually, while we're here, sorry, listeners and viewers, just have a little patience for 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly Google that. A person of a person or their rank of status at a high or powerful level in a state of extreme happiness. So there you go. So repetition of their knowledge, would they be referring to perhaps priests, monks, people of high spiritual status maybe? I'm not sure. Or is it those that are in power like political power, regardless of followings, they are all taking part in Earth's new birth, B1. Or maybe it's a collective of all. So, yeah. And then the transmissions, be more accepting. Oh, that's me asking my question. Sorry, I'm trying to read my notes. Then, like I said, the broadcasting voice was, ending it all of, do you have a question? And this is what we have to share for you. And people are finding their own ways, whether they resonate with this or something else, their own ways of receiving and change. Pretty powerful stuff. There was a lot in that. A lot.
I particularly like that because like when and I've had situations where a spirit will come and they're trying to reach a family member, and I will reach out and say, and they'll be like, I'm not about that. And I respect that and I totally back off. I mean, I try and honor them. And sometimes that is so heartbreaking because you have parents who've lost kids and the kid coming through desperate to apologize and whatever their issues are, but they go to their source of fulfillment, be it a Catholic church or a Christian church or their Bible or whatever, and they find solace there. Some people don't want to have anything to do with any religion, and they find solace in nature, and they go to the beach or they go to the mountains, So as long as whoever is watching, and if you're not about this, you're not watching, so this is a wasted message, but it logically doesn't make sense. As long as we all find solace in our own way that fits us, that's the most important thing, I think, right now, living in this world with all the different things that you're hearing that's going on. And then the AI, was that really true? Do I do like a backward search to see if that's true? I mean, it's like, can be like overload, for sure, overload. So finding solace in whatever it is, reading your book, whatever it is that people do to chill. So
absolutely
good to know that people are accessing that and doing that in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that we need to explore as our own individual selves. It's not something that someone can give us. Suggestions, yes, advice, but it's up to us to truly find what that is for ourselves and be free of judgment and respect others for whatever their choices are and how they find that.
Yeah, and don't push your stuff on somebody else. Likewise, you don't agree with their stuff, just don't go, don't listen, don't tune in, but don't condemn them. It's filling whatever it needs to fill within that person. So if it's not for you, find your own. But don't be hating on somebody else's source of balance in this world that we're in right now.
Yeah,
applaud
absolutely.
it. Good for you. Keep going, because that's working for you. And we can see when somebody went back to their church or went back to their workout routine or whatever it is that's working for them. They seem more chill. They seem more relaxed. They're not as easy to argue, and they're not as irritable.
Yeah. You notice the change within them. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, incredible. Thank you so much, Jeannette, for joining us today and sharing those communications from multiple sources. It was very interesting and unique. I did not expect that there would be a broadcaster or someone who was orchestrating who was coming in, but it was happening. And I guess to some degree, was this a gatekeeper? We have those questions about gatekeepers, but I guess that's a whole nother episode, isn't it?
For a minute, I thought you said dance keepers, and I'm like, I'm not doing any more of these. I gotta draw the line. That would be like, oh, you got up. That would be like, Michelle, I love you, and I will continue to support you. I will watch all your shows. I will subscribe. I will ding. I will bing. I will do all that stuff that got to get done. But Jeanette's out.
Yeah. Or it's audio only, no video. People can't see what's happening.
For those of you who can't see this, Jeanette's dancing across the room right now. She's twirling. Yes.
With her eyes rolled back. Anyway. Thank you so much, Jeannette. Where can people find you?
Well, today, yes, I'm like more animated. A couple of times I'll come back and I'm like, I have nothing left to say. So I am on Facebook. I'm at JeannetteConnects.com. I am also on social media. I think I'm on, I don't know if Brianna started up yet on TikTok. I don't think so. But all your other ones, I'm there under Jeannette Connects. And of course, on the wonderful Mediums table.
Exactly. Facebook, Instagram, website, maybe TikTok, but we'll soon find out. All the links to where you can find Jeannette will be in the description below, so you can find her easily. And I do also add them in if you're on social media and you follow us. In every single post, there will be information where you can connect to Jeannette. Thank you so much, Jeannette, and your team.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And everybody out there, hang tight to whatever you got that makes you comfortable.
Absolutely.
And we'll all get through this, I think, supporting one another. So thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you. And I look forward to having you back on the show very soon. Thanks for joining me at the Medium's Table. The universe is always speaking. Listen and let your spirit soar. Curious for more? Click on one of the videos below and remember to subscribe.